Well, grand rising to all of my family and friends, and of course, welcome to Yolanda Monet's Motivational Moment. Before I start, I have to do my salutations. Abarakani. Assalamu alaikum. Ikaro. Now that I've done my salutations, let's get into the meat for the message for today. Today we're going to talk about many of the reasons why we stay in a bad relationship or we stay in a relationship that is not conducive to where we're trying to go is because we are afraid of being alone. We are afraid to be a standalone system. But God can never bring to you what you need if you are not a self-sufficient engine. Because two halves don't make a whole, two halves make two halves of a plain mess. You have to be whole within yourself before you meet somebody else who is whole, and you guys mash together and become as one. But if you are having some issues, then you need to take care of those issues first before you decide to be in a relationship. Because you don't want to mess that man up, and you don't want to mess that woman up. So it's best for you to take care of self first. Now, to overcome the fear of being alone at home, you could try relaxing techniques such as exposure therapy or talking to a therapist. Relaxation techniques include deep breathing, meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, visualization, yoga, and listening to smoothing music. Some therapy techniques are therapy things that could be looked into is gradually get used to being alone. Set goals to be alone for long periods of time. Talk therapy. Cognitive behavior theory, which is called CBT, can help you explain the root cause of your fear. Talking to a therapist can help you develop coping mechanisms or strategies. Other strategies that can help you in this matter is to find something enjoyable you like to do, like learning an instrument or taking a class. Spend more time outside. And there's this one thing called grounding, where you actually take off your socks and your shoes and you put your feet to the soil. That helps with autism. That helps with a lot of our diseases that that messes with our minds or chemistry with our minds. That really does help. Getting enough sleep. Talk about your feelings with family and friends, but you got to be careful who you share your information with because everybody is not ready for your truth. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Don't compare me because I'm a work of art. I'm different for sure, and I switch up a lot. Take a break from social media and your phone. Sometimes you have to put it down. Just put it down. Don't pick it up. Don't go look for inboxes or anything like that. The next is to find a hobby and maintain a healthy diet. If you have an extreme fear of being alone, you might have a condition called audiophobia or monophobia. If you find that living alone deeply affects your life, you should consult a professional. Now, there are many ways to cope. Okay, there's many ways to live with this particular illness. And there's ways to actually get around it. Number one, do a fun activity to distract yourself. If you're scared to be alone and are caught in a loop of anxious thoughts, do something that you might take enjoying to do, and that will take your mind off of it. Having fun and changing your mindset to do an activity that you're looking forward to can break the anxiety cycle and make you feel more comfortable. Some fun activities you can try include watching a movie or reading a book, blasting your favorite music and dancing alone, playing a video game that you've been wanting to try, do arts and crafts, cuddling with your pets. Now, when I am in, excuse me, when I'm in a downward swing, I tend to do arts and crafts. That's my way of letting things out, getting what I have into me out. So I do a lot of arts and crafts, or I go into my lab and I create, which I have created a whole line of skincare products because of my mom. Her skin is not very forgiving. So I had to create a skin line that was for sensitive people. but yet still got the job done. So I do a lot of that whenever I'm stressed out or I can't figure something out. That's when my creativity comes out. So for me, it's like a double-edged sword. The next one is to call and chat with a friend or a family. If you do not want to feel like you're alone when you're at home, don't be afraid to pick up the phone and reach out to someone. Let them know how you're feeling, a little stressed, and just want to have a casual conversation to take my mind off of the fears that you have. Just talking with a friend or family member can make you feel you're feeling stress and anxiety can help you feel more relaxed and safe. Now, like I said before, you have to be careful who you give your information to. Everybody does not feel the same way that you do, and people do not understand how you feel. So they tend to do things that would not line up with what you're trying to do. Number 3, complete a productive task that needs to be done. Rather than letting your fears get the best of you, work toward a goal that you want or need to accomplish. If there are any chores, assignments, or any tasks that you're being put off, channel your energy towards them so that you're not feeling frightened or anxious about being home alone. I know I don't like to be pushed at the end of a deadline. So what I would do is I would do a little bit now, rest a little bit then, rest a little bit more, rest, so that I am not overwhelmed or impelled to do certain things. I'm not rushed. I have enough time to think things through. Because I change my mind a lot, I have to make sure that whenever I decide to do something that's permanent, I really want to do it. So I have to make sure that when I'm doing something, that I am doing it in decency and in order. But in like everything else, if there's something being done and it's just not, it's not going the way that I want it to go, or it's not progressing, then I have to remove myself from that situation. And I have removed myself from a lot of situations in which I felt that the relationship was one-sided. I would never be in a relationship where I am not valued. I bring too much to the table, and I know you do too. You bring too much to the table. You have too much to offer to be pushed to the side. You have too much to give to be pushed to the side. So if someone does not understand your gift, then bless them with your absence. Bless them with your absence. The next one is to try exercising to burn stress away and anxiety. Now, I'm going to start doing that. I have been on my weight loss journey again. Yeah. Since October. And since October, I have lost over 30 pounds. Yes, over 30 pounds. So, not that I had gotten big or anything, but I have a desired weight that I would want to be. So, I am almost there. So, I'm almost down to my desired weight. So, I am going back to exercising and walking. My eating habits have drastically changed. So, I know that that is in alignment for what I am trying to do. So when you're physically active, your body releases endorphins that can help you relieve the fight or flight feeling that you get when you're stressed or afraid. When you're home alone or feeling alone, on the edge, try to get active with a quick workout and see if that makes you feel relaxed and ready to go. The next one is practice deep breathing. Now, I practice deep breathing when I am pushed against a wall. I tend to try to come down from the situation before I respond. Before I respond orally or by my mouth, I want to make sure that is it right, is it relevant, and is it worth it? So if I happen to go off, then I have found a reason to do that, okay? But practicing deep breathing does help when you are starting to feel really nervous or on the edge. When you're home alone, simply breathe. And simply breathing can help you release tension and ground you in reality. Doing breathing exercises help you catch your breath so that you won't hyperventilate or feel anxious. To practice taking slow and deep breaths, sit up straight. Place your right hand on your chest and the other on your stomach. Slowly inhale through your nose and count to 4. Breathe until your diaphragm so that the hand on your chest barely moves and only the one on your stomach rises. Hold that count for 7. Slowly exhale doing your mouth as of the count of 8. Keep taking those deep breaths and about 5 minutes, and then you'll feel calm and ready to go on with your day. Now, visualizing a calming or a funny scenario. Now, I've tried this, so it's kind of rough, especially when you are angry or when you have a lot of things on your mind. But rather than letting your imagination run wild or scare you with anxiety thoughts, while you're home alone, try to redirect, and that's very important, redirecting, toward a relaxing or funny imagery that enlightens the mood. When you fight your fears with visualization, the light, fun, and upcoming thoughts makes it easier to stay calm and feel less worried when you are by yourself. Now, tomorrow we will start on the other ways of helping you when you are alone. And this particular one is talking like physically alone. So I'm also going to talk about the 6 human needs later on this week. But we're going to talk about the different ways to help secure or help you feel secure within a particular setting. So it is very important that you understand what it takes to not just because you are alone doesn't mean you're lonely. It's a difference. Being alone, you can be a standalone system, meaning being a fulfilled human, being whole within yourself before you go and tackle it or go get into a relationship where you are not mentally or emotionally ready. You're just not ready. And sometimes we are not. We are just not ready for a relationship. Or we are just not ready to be a part of any kind of ship. Relationship, friendship, cultivating ship, whatever the ship may be. You may not be ready for that. And sometimes you have to realize that I am not made for this. So I am going to respectfully bow out, because I am trying to go a different way, or I am trying to use something different. And many people won't understand that. They won't get it. But for you, you are working on the you in this matter. So you want to make sure that you get it and that you become productive and that you become a whole unit within yourself. Now, you can find all of my talks on YouTube at Yolanda Monet Hatter. Check me out on YouTube. Like, click, and share. And with that being said, guys, I have got to go. I love you, but God loves you more. But remember, I'll see you at the top because the bottom, way too crowded. Peace.